Fans, welcome to Sports Chat. We're here at Jason's video where the joint is jumping today. Hopefully, nobody's going to go straight for the horror section here for a few minutes.
Well, it's getting close to Halloween, so the horror section will be popular here. See a very large selection of all the classic horror films. There's Nightmare on Elm Street right behind you.
Actually,
Halloween's.
Before we came on the air, just picked up for my rental the 40th anniversary of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remaster and Revenge of the Nerds too.
You know, one is horrible and one's a horror film.
Fans have a lot to talk about this week. The Cougars bounced back from the loss against AC to a big win at Clinton.
Similar to last year's game, up and down the field, both teams. Whoever's made last year the mistake. Clinton had mistakes in the kicking game, missed 2 extra points, lost the game. This year, looked like the Cougars may be in trouble when they had an extra point miss. Managed to get a big, huge extra point block. And, get a little bit of momentum. I think that a bad snap, if I recall correctly, cost Clinton a bunch of yardage.
And, Torres, he capitalized on a couple big plays. And Elkins, when he was in the game, he was doing really well.
Yeah, he's not back to 100%. He's not got his cutting ability right now. He's still got some of his vertical speed back.
Some others stepped up in the meanwhile.
Yeah, there's plenty of big receptions. Josh Lay had some big receptions. I believe not Josh Lay. He's the junior.
Tyler Bunch.
Yep. Big receptions. Several people had big receptions. Preston Miller caught a couple of touchdown passes. Torres had a giant game on the ground, defense everywhere you could have it. And it was one of those games where the offense that made the slight mistake was going to be the team that lost. And the Clinton offense made a couple of mistakes, and they're the team that lost.
And it was a pretty toughly played game. Jeffers had a good game. His counterpart Thacker had a good game. It was everything WVLT hoped for when they put it on TV.
Someone has spoken of the powerful running game of Clinton, and I scoffed at that. I didn't think that they were going to have a powerful running game. It turned out they did. And that's usually not a Rodney Ellison staple in his offense.
No, and it's not to say that he's against it. That's just usually not what he focuses on.
Surprisingly enough to me, Campbell County actually also came out and ran the ball 30 times in the game.
Give you some thought about some of the stuff that's going on. And what Campbell County was up against in Clinton. Of course, we all know their brother-in-law is the head coach. They know each other really well. Well, Rodney had just been selected to coach the offense for the NAIA All-Stars in a game against the NCAA Division II All-Stars.
Now, Rodney's a top-flight offensive coach, and Matt Price has a tough time dealing with it. His players made just enough plays and forced just enough Clinton mistakes. The game ended. Campbell County's ahead by a touchdown, 41-34, which was the final margin. Ashland County had the ball, Clinton had the ball and had been driving it all night, but just had a bad snap. Thackerson fumbled it, and Torres recovered the ball. Some say he didn't, but it doesn't matter because as soon as he fumbled it and got back on it, you can't advance fumbles. So it was 4th and short regardless, and it was long 4th down. It had been short regardless, and the game would have been over. But Torres came out of the pile with the ball. That's all that matters. And Campbell County took it, ran the clock out, and that was it. I mean, just a bad snap, and which went over, I believe, the quarterback's head earlier, and that bad snap. That was just the difference in the game. The defenses both had just a tough time getting stops.
And then turn around. Of course, Thursday while Campbell County was playing, Follett finally picked up their first win of the season.
I thought it was a Follett second, but it could have been their first. I thought they beat Morris Maynard earlier this year.
You're right, it is their second win of the season. Of course, Jacksboro turned around and beat Clinton. And I'll be honest with you, when Sean Rodney and I were at Jacksboro, Clinton was the thorn in their side. We had a lot of trouble with them.
Clinton's got a solid team. Jacksboro got out 16-6 in the first half, and then were able to just maintain the defensive pressure and keep the offense, moving enough to keep Clinton's offense off the field a little bit. And the score finally ended at 16-6. Jacksboro's in great shape right now. They're, I believe, 4-2, 5-2, 4-2. They have one more game left against Lenore City.
They've clinched a guaranteed third place home playoff.
They're going to get to host a playoff game. Of course,
Lenore City's a non-district game, not this Thursday but next.
And Jacksboro is off, and then we'll host Lenore City. It'll be 8th grade night. And,
they're also honoring the 30-year anniversary of the first ever Jacksboro Middle School undefeated team, which featured quite a list of names, including Keith James, the father of the quarterback.
throwing some more.
Now, Keith was actually a good football player back in his day, just not quite Ethan.
You know, I started calling Ethan to throw in some more in the 8th grade. We personally know them and everything, and personally know Ethan. I saw some reporters calling him to throw in some more recently.
Yeah.
In the news. We did it first.
Yeah, like 5 years ago.
But yeah, Ethan, he had an outstanding game against Clinton. Was the MVP on the TV game. He was 19 for 24, 310 yards, 3 touchdowns. So it's just a good game. Hall's coming in for homecoming this week. I believe it's Campbell County homecoming.
It is homecoming. The parade will be Friday.
Parade on Friday.
Half a day of school for the students.
Big week. Hall's a little better than they were last year, but I don't know that they're going to have enough to keep it within 30 of Campbell County. I mean, it would take a bad game for Campbell County not to win this game by 4 touchdowns, in my opinion. But the Hall's, it does appear to be a little bit better.
Yeah, they are an improved Hall's team, but again, Campbell County's just so next level. I never thought you'd say that about Campbell County growing up when we did.
Well, at Campbell County, they've got the offense to just pretty much outscore anybody we saw. Rare exceptions, Elkin's getting hurt against Anderson County really hurt that offense. He's a deep threat. He stretches the field. He makes a huge difference. You saw the huge difference that it made to Anderson County. He's an all-state player. You lose an all-state player in the middle of the game, it's going to hurt your offense. And they made some adjustments, as you said. Some other people stepped up. Hall's, I don't even think Elkins. He will play, I'm sure, and he's healthy. You shouldn't even need him to play against Hall's, but
I feel you might see some young kids step up again.
I feel like
in the second half this week.
There's a very good chance that Campbell County